Eureka College Basketball on ECTV is brought to you by City Blue Technologies in Peoria, your Epson first business partner offering precision core heat-free printing, Eureka College's official partner for sustainable printing. By Wendy Puff Pizzeria and Pub in Eureka, and by Cornerstone Family Restaurant in Eureka.
Welcome to ECTV, here for today's coverage between the Blackburn Beavers and your Eureka Red Devils. My name is Matthew Swan. Unfortunately, Kareem unable to join me today, but this is going to be our first broadcast of the 2025 year, and on my behalf and my crew, I want to wish you a Happy New Year. Of course, last time out, Eureka beat Blackburn by a score of 95-45. That was the second largest win from Eureka over Blackburn in program history. Very early on, Eureka was able to hold Blackburn almost for 7 minutes without scoring any points. And of course, also on defense, Eureka forced 43 turnovers, and they were able to produce 44 points all off of those 43 turnovers. Of course, you have Alyssa Zarello. We talk about her quite often. She was in the lead for point total with Eureka, 13, and not only that, but it was off the bench. We usually see, the starters are usually the ones who have the most points on the team, but Alyssa Zarello clearly wanting to get more playtime, and she's making sure she's covering all the right steps in order to get that playtime. Right behind her, Max Nahera and Maya Webb, each with 12 points. Blackburn, obviously this seems to be sort of a rebuild year for the Beavers. Not a huge roster for Blackburn. And I mean, when you don't have a huge number of players, it's going to be hard to win some games. As we know, Blackburn coming into this one, only 1 win, 9 losses. Not a great record, but like I said, it is a rebuild type of year for the Beavers. We see it more and more in sports as we get later into time. But Eureka trying to stay hot. They come in 6-4. And remember, this is a team that was predicted to come in 7th in conference play. And they just continue to prove everybody wrong. Currently in 3rd place in the SLIAC standings behind Webster, who stands at 3-0. If you think about it, Eureka could have been 3-0, but there was that game against Principia where we lost late in the 4th quarter. We ended up losing 63-61. It's unfortunate, but what are you going to do? You got to come out, play hard, and that's how you're going to win this game. Obviously, Eureka with some slight advantage in this game, 58-14 overall record against Blackburn. So obviously the odds are in Eureka's favor. And we know that Eureka, this is a team that breaks multiple records in the school's history book. And they, as we know, they have done that previously, but it's going to be a very exciting game to see. As always, Eureka always makes it exciting. We'll probably see our usual starting 5, but you never know with Coach Hedrick. He always tends to switch things up just a little bit. But like I said, it's going to be a very exciting game. Well, that's all for the pregame side of things. Stay tuned here on ECTV for Eureka Red Devils basketball live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
You're right at home at Eureka's own Cornerstone Family Restaurant. All-day breakfast, roasted chicken, daily specials, and homemade soups, along with a friendly staff, are here to serve you with smiles. Come in and enjoy Cornerstone Family Restaurant.
Did you know toner powder is actually powdered plastic, and Americans consume 100 million pounds of it each year? Epson Workforce Enterprise AM series printers are powered by simple, smart, and clean precision core technology, doing away with waste-making laser printer designs and parts that end up in landfills. So you can experience less wasting, more saving. Your Epson Business First partner is City Blue Technologies in Peoria, Eureka College's official partner for sustainable printing.
Welcome to Wendy Puff Pizzeria and Pub, owned and operated by brothers Bob and Mike Mayo. Wendy Puff is located in the heart of Eureka and offers a warm and cozy atmosphere with a friendly staff. It's a great place to relax and savor a delicious meal. Here at Wendy Puff, we have a diverse menu to cater to every palate. Whether you're looking to enjoy a family dinner, catch up with friends, or study for your next test or complete that homework assignment, Wendy Puff will provide you with a positive experience and great food. Come as you are to Wendy Puff Pizzeria and Pub.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do. Because I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had, and you can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
And now for today's starting lineups.
Now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the visiting Beavers. A 5'10 junior from Greenup, Illinois, number 0, Zoe Mitchell. A 5'8 sophomore from Milton, Kentucky, number 4, Gracie Jen. A 5'7 senior from Goreville, Illinois, number 11, Miley Kwiatkowski. A 5'5 junior from Staunton, Illinois, number 12, Katie Trutkin. A 5'4 sophomore from Vincennes, Indiana, number 42, Kennedy Fry. The Beavers are coached by Alan Doherty and Kyla Harris. Now let's meet the starting lineup for your Eureka Red Devils. A 5'4 junior from Indianapolis, Indiana, number 4, Maya Webb. A 5'8 sophomore from Los Animas, Colorado, number 23, Sierra Garcia Reich. A 5'8 freshman from Peoria, Illinois, number 24, Alana Jackson. A 5'10 junior from Metamora, Illinois, number 40, Elena Redgate. And a 5'10 senior from Riverside, California, number 42, Maxine Najera. The Red Devils are coached by Mike Hedrick and assisted by Jamie Perkins.
So just like as I predicted, Coach Hedrick here creating somewhat of a new starting 5 for Eureka. Typically Bryn Holtz, one of the team leaders for the Red Devils, is not on the floor currently, but you know she is going to be on later. So for Eureka, it is going to be Maya Webb, Sierra Garcia Reich, Alana Jackson, Elena Redgate, and of course the senior Maxine Najera. So right now Redgate waiting for the jump ball. She'll get it and tip it over to Webb, who will take it up the floor. Remember, Eureka last game against Blackburn was able to score really early and hold Blackburn to no score for almost 7 minutes as Redgate able to put that one up and in. And that's how we'll get things started here. Eureka, a very quick 2-0 lead. Top of the key for Blackburn is Fry. She's in trouble. Webb all over her. She's going to pass it over to Mitchell. Back to Fry. All the way across the court. Here's a 3, and that is no good from Kwiatkowski. An air ball. And just like that, the basketball once again returns into the hands of Eureka. And there's that defense that Eureka loves to show off so much. We know that arguably Eureka has one of the best defensive teams in SLIAC play. And remember, this is a team that is trying to prove a lot of people wrong, as it looks like Najera lost handle of the ball there. It was tipped by one of the Blackburn players. It'll stay with the Red Devils. Reach to inbound it. But as I was saying, Eureka just trying to prove a point. And from my perspective, I believe they've done just that. 6 and 4 in SLIAC play. Here's a three. No good off the side of the backboard from Garcia Reach. Blackburn going to take this one up the floor. Over to Kwiatkowski. Top of the key, Fry. Now in the hands of Tuitkin. Webb with that great defense. There's Jackson guarding Fry, who's going to take it up the middle and stripped, and it's in the hands of Maya Webb. Fast break opportunity, taking it up the floor. There's the layup, and good. 4-0 Red Devils. Very quickly, we see that transition that Eureka is so good at getting into. Fry all the way across the court, into the middle, fighting for it. Tuitkin puts it up, and it rolls out. Rebounded by Eureka. Another great defensive stop there. And now Eureka is able to capitalize if they can score at least another two. Webb, top of the key, finds a route up to the net, and she's going to be fouled. So that'll be the first foul of the game. Just like that, we're going to have our first two free throws as Webb makes her way to the line. Eureka College Red Devils basketball is made possible by Wendy Puff Pizzeria and Pub in Eureka, locally owned by Mike and Bob Mayo. Wendy Puff offers a unique variety of pizzas, appetizers, salads, and desserts. Wendy Puff is open Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 and Fridays and Saturdays from 4 to 10. Wendy Puff Pizzeria and Pub at 112 South Main Street in downtown Eureka. They also offer online ordering at wendypuff.com. And just like that, Reach able to put that one up and in to make it a 7-0 game. Red Devils on top as Webb only went 1 for 2 at the line. Eureka getting that offensive board. Kareem and I always talk about how important and crucial offensive rebounds are. And that's exactly why, because now Eureka, instead of just that one extra point, they were able to get 2 more. And of course, it doesn't seem like a lot right now. It's still very early in the game, but these points do add up, and that's something you tend to see towards the end of the game. Just like that, Blackburn turns the ball over. It'll be Redgate to inbound. Same starting 5 for Eureka out on the floor. Coach Hedrick probably going to let his starters obviously have some playing time here, but just have them get used to the feel. Here's a shot. That is good. A nice little mid-range from Reich right there to make it a 9-0 game for Eureka. There's that defense, and Najera knocks it out of bounds. It'll stay with Blackburn. But just like that, transitioning in basketball sometimes is not the easiest thing to do. You have players out there for quite a while, and of course some of them tend to get tired a lot faster than others, but for Maxine Najera to still get back, that's everything, especially, I'm sure, for Coach Hedrick, who appreciates her effort. Fry, top of the key, in the paint, Wilson puts it up, and that is good. A nice little mid-range jumper, and that'll be the first 2 points for the Beavers in this one. Eureka quickly trying to find an answer, and that one's picked off. That is number 24 on Blackburn. She's going to take it up, and no good. Rebounded by Webb, and Najera back to Webb. She'll take it up the floor. Reach trying to find an open lane, and Redgate right at the rim. A quick catch and shoot. Just like that, 11-2 Red Devils. And that's something that Blackburn could possibly take note on from Eureka, is that transition. You give something up, and just like that, we saw from Katie Tuitkin, she's able to go back into transition, put it up, and knock one down. Blackburn now at 4 points in this game. Najera, top of the key, being guarded by Fry. She's going to put it up, contested, no good, but she will get called for a foul. And she's going to have an opportunity here to shoot for some free throws. It's always great to draw that contact and, of course, add on to your point total. That's something Eureka does quite often, and it works out pretty well, especially for this women's team who, as I keep mentioning, just continues to improve. Remember, they're coming in on a 3-game win streak, trying to make it 4 here against Blackburn. We see Bryn Holtz sub into the game, along with Josie Ness. Webb, Nahera, and Jackson still remain on the floor for Eureka as Nahera knocks down that first free throw. But yeah, back to conference play. Eureka standing third in the standings, 2-1 SLIAC record behind Webster and Principia, who are both undefeated. And as I was talking about before, you got to go back to that Principia game that Eureka played at home. Eureka had the lead most of the game, and it wasn't until that fourth quarter Principia decided to really start to turn things up. Great defense there from Eureka. Here's a three from Blackburn, no good off the backboard. Holtz trying to get a fast break opportunity, throws it up, and it floats on in. 15-4 Eureka. Just like that, Bryn Holtz, 1 for 1 in field goal attempts. We know she's no stranger to scoring, especially in these conference games. Back outside here in the corner, pump fake, Holtz trying to guard. Here's a top of the key three, no good, rebounded by Webb. Eureka, another opportunity to add on to their point total and extend their lead. Holtz, pump fake three, runs to the rim, sidearms it, and that one ends up in the hands of Blackburn, who's going to take it up the floor. They do have numbers. Here's a layup, no good, but the foul is called. So for the first time tonight, we are going to see Blackburn at the line. Eureka, who does such a great job at not really giving up any extra fouls, but here all of a sudden, Blackburn trying to get back into this one. Down 15-4 with just under 5.5 minutes left to play here in this first quarter. Like I was talking about earlier, this Eureka team is something special for sure, breaking a lot of program records, as Blackburn only able to go 1 for 2 there on that attempt. But Eureka with a 10-point lead, of course trying to extend. Last game against Blackburn, in the pregame I mentioned the 95-45 score, but Eureka was winning by so much that I was talking to Coach Hedrick. He said that he had to tell his team to stop scoring. He didn't want to be disrespectful, and that's something that a lot of opposing team coaches don't really appreciate when you're up by so much and you just continue to score. But either way, the coach for Blackburn, as there's a three for Blackburn, Katie Tuitkin, able to knock one down there. But as I was saying, head coach of Blackburn, Alan Doherty, was either way not happy about the fact that her team gave up 95 points to Eureka. And I'm sure in the minds of the Red Devils on the floor right now, they didn't want to stop scoring, but it is a sign of respect in a way. Here's a shot by Blackburn, no good, rebounded by Holtz. Trying to move things quickly up the floor. Here's a pass in the head, a pump fake three, and this one is going to be another turnover. So Blackburn will get the ball back. 15-8 the score. Looks like Zoe Mitchell's going to be the one to inbound it. But yeah, as I was saying, I mean, when you score too many points, it starts to become a respect thing, and that's what Eureka had to do. They had to purposefully stop scoring because of the point deficit. And of course, for the Red Devils, that's always a great thing to see, especially when the rest of the SLIAC teams don't really think you're going to play that well. Here's a pass, corner three from Reach. Bang! Three-pointer for Eureka, once again to make it a 10-point game. Red Devils on top, 18-8. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned for more coverage live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth here on ECTV.
Did you know toner powder is actually powdered plastic, and Americans consume 100 million pounds of it each year? Epson Workforce Enterprise AM series printers are powered by simple, smart, and clean precision core technology, doing away with waste-making laser printer designs and parts that end up in landfills, so you can experience less wasting, more saving. Your Epson Business First partner is City Blue Technologies in Peoria, Eureka College's official partner for sustainable printing.
Welcome back to ECTV here for Eureka Red Devils women's basketball. Eureka currently on top 18-8 after a corner three from Sierra Garcia Reich. Eureka just continues to capitalize on their lead and extend that lead. And here as we see their defense not letting go. And just like that, that is going to be a turnover. So Coach Hedrick fired up. And Eureka just does such a great job at getting into transition there. Right out of the timeout, too. That's not always the easiest thing to do. Kind of interrupts the flow of your momentum. But Eureka not letting Blackburn take advantage. Getting right back into it. And all of a sudden, Josie Ness inbounding the basketball. For Blackburn, though, we do see Gracie Gent come into the game. So she'll see her first minutes here tonight. Webb standing at the top of the key. She'll hand it over. Moore passes over to Reich. And this is where it gets interesting. Eureka already a 10-point lead. Moore unable to get that layup to fall down. Holtz with the offensive board, puts it up and good. 20-8, Red Devils on top. And Eureka very quickly back to guarding Blackburn in their own territory. Moore nearly picked that one off. Gent, that one goes out of bounds, but it'll stay with the Beavers. But as I was saying, this is where it gets interesting because Eureka has such a large lead. It sometimes changes the way they play offensively. That's something that Coach Hedrick works on quite often. We know Hedrick's such a great coach, especially for these Red Devils. He has a lot of experience. He has multiple Coach of the Year honors. Looks like Harris, top of the key. She'll flip it over to Atkin. Trying to find some room, puts it up, no good, and a foul call. I believe Ness had her hands in the air. I don't think there was really any contact, but it will be Tuitkin at the line trying to get back into this one. Eureka College Red Devils basketball is made possible by Cornerstone Family Restaurant of Eureka, locally and family owned for nearly 25 years by Michael and Donna Sweeney. Cornerstone Family Restaurant serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. They are open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., and Sundays, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can dine in, carry out, or order online. Cornerstone Family Restaurant is located on Center Street on the west edge of Eureka. You can get more information or order online at cornerstone-family-restaurant.com. Blackburn able to come away with a steal there, it looks like. Tuitkin, top of the key, passes it to Gent. Back to Tuitkin, over to Gent. Just a game of catch here between Gent and Tuitkin. And that's all they can do, and just like that, they turn it over. So I'm not really sure what the plan there was for Blackburn. But either way, it didn't work out, and once again, we see Eureka come up with the basketball. Abscall, who we now see into the game, passes it over to Nahera. Ness, top of the key, had a chance for an open three. She's going to attempt to pass it in the corner to Abscall, but she's going to get fouled, and she's going to be able to inbound it, I believe. It'll be Abscall to inbound it. Reich over to Abscall in the corner. Puts up a three, too wide, and a little bit too strong there. Fighting for the basketball is Harris. It looks like this one's going to stay with Eureka, though. I guess her hand might have slipped out of bounds. Ref right there to make the call. Nahera trying to inbound once again. Over to Reach. Nahera in the corner. Stops her feet. Ness fighting in the paint. Spins, puts it up, and good. That is a great job by Josie Ness. Quick catch, spin, and shoot. We see a lot of professional NBA players be able to do that, and WNBA players. And on the steal, another 2 points from Sierra Garcia Reich. Now at 9 points alone in this game. And we're not even through the first quarter yet. Another steal from Eureka. Ness comes up with it over to Abscall, who takes it up the floor. Eureka currently leading 24-9. Passes in the paint. Reish puts it up and good. Make that 11 points. And that'll cause Blackburn to call a timeout here with just under a minute and a half left to go. So they take a break, and we will as well. Stay tuned for more first half coverage here on ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Welcome to Wendy Puff Pizzeria and Pub, owned and operated by brothers Bob and Mike Mayo. Wendy Puff is located in the heart of Eureka and offers a warm and cozy atmosphere with a friendly staff. It's a great place to relax and savor a delicious meal. Here at Wendy Puff, we have a diverse menu to cater to every palate. Whether you're looking to enjoy a family dinner, catch up with friends, or study for your next test or complete that homework assignment, Wendy Puff will provide you with a positive experience and great food. Come as you are to Wendy Puff Pizzeria and Pub.
Feel right at home at Eureka's own Cornerstone Family Restaurant. All-day breakfast, roasted chicken, daily specials, and homemade soups, along with a friendly staff, are here to serve you with smiles. Come in and enjoy Cornerstone Family Restaurant.
Welcome to ECTV back at the Reagan Athletic Complex for more first half coverage between the Blackburn Beavers and the Eureka Red Devils. Eureka coming out of this timeout, lead at 26-9 after a steal and another 2 points for Reish, who continues to lead the Red Devils in points right now at 11. 5 for 6 in field goal attempts. Harris having trouble just inbounding the basketball. Eureka playing really great defense, as I mentioned earlier, guarding Blackburn in their territory. Tuitkin trying to find some space for a three. Dribbles in the paint, spins, puts it up, no good, but there's the rebound. Also no good, rebounded by Nahera. So unfortunately for Blackburn, Wilson unable to knock that one down. Nahera mid-range, and that one rolls in off of the rim, finding the right bounce. Eureka right away back to that great defense. Harris gonna take it up the floor behind the back. There's a great screen from Tuitkin. Harris, mid-range, no good, and rebounded by Abscall. So it looks like Blackburn having a little bit of trouble scoring here, and as Nahera gets called for a travel there, ref clearly saw it right next to her. So that is going to be a turnover against Eureka, their fourth of the game. Just over 30 seconds left to go here in this first quarter. Eureka still on top, 28-9. There's that great defense by Bryn Holtz, shouting ball in Harris's face, who just seems to throw it against Holtz. Not able to find an open receiver. Holtz right back to it. Stolen there, and it does look like the ref is going to say it'll be Blackburn basketball. I guess Abscall got a hand on it, tipped it out of bounds. Harris once again, and yet another whistle blown from the ref. And it looks like Coach Doherty from Blackburn talking to Harris, trying to tell her maybe a different plan here. Holt sticks with it, and finally Harris is able to inbound the basketball. So Blackburn looking for any open opportunity here. Wilson in the corner. Harris back at the top of the key. Wilson back to Tuitkin. Eureka playing such great defense, not really allowing Blackburn to get inside of that three-point line. Double team there, Abscall on Means, and she takes it away. Eureka has numbers, fast break opportunity. No foul call. And I'm surprised. It looks like Abscall drew a lot of contact going up for that shot, but no whistle blown. And it does look like it'll be Blackburn basketball once again. Abscall drawing a lot of contact there. I'm surprised she wasn't given a call. And she tips that one out of bounds. And that is one thing this Red Devils team does. They play such great defense that sometimes they don't even let their opponent get an opportunity to get the basketball back in, as we see from Bryn Holtz and Alyssa Abscall. And then when they do get the basketball in, they're able to take it away, but the first quarter does come to an end. Eureka leads it 28-9, and both teams are going to take a break. We will as well. Stay tuned for more first half coverage here on ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Welcome to Wendy Puff Pizzeria and Pub, owned and operated by brothers Bob and Mike Mayo. Wendy Puff is located in the heart of Eureka and offers a warm and cozy atmosphere with a friendly staff. It's a great place to relax and savor a delicious meal. Here at Wendy Puff, we have a diverse menu to cater to every palate. Whether you're looking to enjoy a family dinner, catch up with friends, or study for your next test or complete that homework assignment, Wendy Puff will provide you with a positive experience and great food. Come as you are to Wendy Puff Pizzeria and Pub.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
Here we are once again here on ECTV as we see more first half coverage between the Blackburn Beavers and the Eureka Red Devils. Previously, that first quarter did come to an end. Eureka, as I mentioned before the break, on top 28-9. A very strong first quarter for Eureka, as expected. Sierra Garcia-Reich leading the team in points with 11. Bryn Holtz right behind her with 4. Holtz, remember, did not start the game, but still making herself known down there. And unfortunately for Blackburn, this is something we mentioned in the pregame, but it's just a rebuild type of year. Not a lot of players. Eureka realizes that, and they're just going to take advantage of it, as would any team. Both teams back into play now. Ness stands at the top of the key over to Nahera. She's going to take it in the paint. Mid-range jumper, no good, and rebounded by Fry. Fry will take it up the court. Guarded by Jackson into the corner. Tuitkin shoots the 3, too strong, and rebounded by Holtz. But Eureka, as I was mentioning, is just going to take advantage of the small roster size from Blackburn. No good three-point attempt there from Holtz. Ness tried to put it back up, unsuccessfully does so. Harris, top of the key. And just like that, it'll be tipped out of bounds, but ref says it'll stay with the Beavers. Man, even coming out of timeouts, Eureka just able to keep up that great pressure defense. That's something we've seen all season in these 10 games that they've played. Even when they don't come out on top in these games, they're able to display how great their defense can be. And I will say, in the 4 games that the Red Devils have lost, they have made it close. It wasn't like a huge blowout, which is always a plus. There are positives, even in some losses. Once again, Blackburn having trouble just inbounding the basketball, and that'll be a turnover, says the ref. Eureka basketball once again. Ness to inbound it. Webb will take it up the floor now. Ness over to Holtz, another 3, no good. Rebounded by Harris. So unfortunately for Eureka, Holtz is 0 for 2 from that three-point line. Holtz usually a very good three-point shooter, so I'm sure she'll start to heat up here in a minute. And Webb, after that steal from Eureka, able to put up a nice easy layup attempt. Blackburn will call another timeout. We will keep things here though. Eureka currently on top 30-9. And as I mentioned, last game, Eureka winning by 50 points against Blackburn. I talked about it in the pregame. Second largest win over Blackburn in program history. And we're starting to see some of that same gameplay here already between these two teams. Eureka just dominating all first quarter and bringing that same energy into the second quarter. Blackburn obviously struggling to occasionally inbound the basketball, but on top of that, just trying to get into double digits here. And we'll see what they can do coming out of that timeout, as it looks like Kwiatkowski inbounding to Tuitkin, who will take it up the floor. About 8.5 minutes left to go here in this second quarter. Webb and Jackson double team there. Wilson in the paint, outside. Kwiatkowski, long pass there to Gent. Now Fry. A lot of ball movement here from Blackburn here on this drive. Tuitt can pump fake outside. Gent, Fry, top of the key. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. And just like that, Eureka forcing a turnover. That was a great defensive drive from the Red Devils. And of course, their bench is there to cheer them on. Coach Hedrick loving it. Webb is now standing at the top of the key. Remember, Webb had 12 points against Blackburn on the road when they faced off. Webb's going to pass it over to Najera, standing under the net. Jess, mid-range, no good. Rebounded by Holtz, puts it up and in. 32-9, Eureka. And sometimes in games like these, it's a matter of who wants it more. Eureka obviously doing everything they can to stay on top. Here's a 3 from Fry, no good. Wilson with the offensive board. Now Gent puts it back up. Missed opportunity there from Blackburn. So 3 different times Blackburn has an opportunity to score and they become unsuccessful. And it's opportunities like those that kind of prevent the Beavers from getting back into this game. Once again, I know it's still early, not even done with the first half, but those are opportunities, and as I always say, the point total adds up at the end of the game. It's just something that Blackburn tries to work on. And it looks like Eureka has an answer for almost everything. Blackburn trying to inbound once again. Tuitkin over to Kwiatkowski, and stolen away from Eureka, and Najera taking it up the floor. Passes it over to Redgate, puts it up, and I believe that was blocked. Great defensive stop there from Blackburn. It's going to be Tuitkin taking it up the floor now. Large pass there, Fry heavily guarded by Jackson. Kwiatkowski in the corner, no good for that missed 3. And it looks like this one's going to stay with Blackburn. Blackburn currently 1 for 7 in 3-point field goals. That comes out to 14%. Obviously not the greatest. But when Eureka plays such great defense and doesn't allow their opponent to get inside of the line, that's what's going to happen. You're going to force your opponent to shoot those threes, even if they aren't making them. 5 seconds on the shot clock for Blackburn. Harris spins, puts it up, and no good. Rebounded by Abscall. It was a great idea there from Harris, but unable to execute. Eureka trying to work something out here. Najera slipping through. Backwards pass, up, no good there from Reach. And this one taken away by Abscall. Open lane to the rim, and she puts it in. A lack of defense there from the Beavers. Now making it 34-9, Eureka. Another stolen opportunity. Abscall has to hurry to keep this one in bounds, and she's not going to do it. Good idea, but it will be Blackburn basketball. And that's the thing with these turnovers. You get so excited, and your adrenaline starts to rush so much that you get a little too excited and cause a turnover of your own. Eureka still on top by a large margin, 34-9. Another steal by Jackson. Taking it to the rim, passes over to Reach. She's going to have to backtrack here. Abscall outside of the three-point line. Moore to Jackson to Redgate. Redgate's going to take the mid-range, and good. She was left wide open there from Wilson, who I guess didn't think Redgate could make the shot, but Redgate proves Wilson wrong. Harris now fighting through contact at the rim, puts it up, and it spins almost out, but eventually falls in. And finally, the Beavers have more than 10 points. They get into that double-digit lead, and once again, a lack of defense there from Blackburn, but Jackson unable to knock down the free open layup attempt, stolen away by Abscall. She's going to have to reset here. Eureka trying not to move too quickly. Corner 3 from Reich. Bang! Just like that, 39-11, Eureka on top. Once again, Blackburn taking a timeout, and we will take a break as well. So Eureka up 39-11. Stay tuned for more first half coverage here on ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Did you know toner powder is actually powdered plastic, and Americans consume 100 million pounds of it each year? Epson Workforce Enterprise AM series printers are powered by simple, smart, and clean precision core technology, doing away with waste-making laser printer designs and parts that end up in landfills, so you can experience less wasting, more saving. Your Epson Business First partner is City Blue Technologies in Peoria, Eureka College's official partner for sustainable printing.
We're back here in the second quarter for more first half coverage between the Blackburn Beavers and the Eureka Red Devils, who currently remain on top, leading 39-11. Blackburn coming out of the timeout. We'll start with the basketball, but only shooting 22% from the field. And of course, they're going to have to try to increase that just a little bit and if they want to make a comeback here. Defense obviously plays a huge role in that as well, but Eureka comes up with another steal and more, able to put that one up and in. That could have been a wide open three-point attempt from Amya Harris, who, remember, was Blackburn's Female Athlete of the Week just recently, but she'll get called for the travel. Another turnover. That is Blackburn's 16th in this game. Remember, they had 43 last game against Eureka. Moore with the basketball. Quick pass. Redgate spins, puts it up, and knocks it down. Another 2 points to Elena Redgate's total. Great defense from Eureka. Stolen. Abascal over to reach. Back to Abascal, who's wide open. Another layup attempt made successfully. 45-11, Eureka on top. Harris heavily guarded. Quick pass over to Wilson. That one looks like it's going to be tipped, and it'll stay with the Beavers. Yeah, in games like these, Eureka trying to, it looks like, blow out Blackburn here, but sometimes if you're the opponent in this situation, you start to get in your head a little bit, and it just messes with your gameplay. As an athlete myself, I know how that works out. And Moore able to convert the layup and one there. She'll be sent to the line, trying to make it a three-point play. Eureka College Red Devils basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies of Peoria, an Epson distributor serving Central Illinois. Did you know that North America consumes around 100 million pounds of toner powder annually? This is the equivalent of more than 2.5 billion plastic bottles, 9.5 billion plastic bags, or 116 billion plastic straws. Epson now has precision core heat-free printing as an alternative to laser printers. You can learn more about sustainable printing solutions from City Blue Technologies at citybluetechnologies.com. Eureka inbounding the basketball, leading 49-11. Reach in the corner, she'll put up the three, bang! Another three there from Sierra Garcia-Reich. And just like that, she will now stand at 14 points on the night. There's a steal from Maya Webb. Fast break opportunity for the Red Devils, puts it up, and no good. Ness with the rebound off the backboard, banks it in. Just like that, 54-11. And that one goes out of bounds. So a sloppy play by Blackburn. And maybe they just need to take a minute here and control their gameplay. Some sloppy basketball on Blackburn's side as they look for any way to get back into this game. As Webb catches the ball there from Abascal. Looks like Coach Hedrick is going to call a timeout from Eureka. We will keep things here though. Red Devils lead at 54-11. As I mentioned, Sierra Garcia-Reich, after hitting that three, now at, I said 14, now at 17 points on the night. Remember, early in the season, Reich did pass up her previous point total of the season with 10 points against Blackburn. That was on the road. in that 50-point win for Eureka. Reich is a transfer from Trinidad State. And I'm sure Eureka's happy to have her. 17 points makes a huge difference in a game. And that's exactly what Reich has here. Abascal over to Ness as both teams make their way back into gameplay. Reich back at top, over to Moore. Corner three from Abascal, put up, bang! Another three added to the scoreboard for Eureka. And once again, Blackburn just having some trouble getting the basketball, as it looks like Fry fighting for it, and she will come up with it. Gracie Gent will be the one to inbound it. Holtz once again guarding the inbounder. And it looks like Coach Hedrick going to tell Holtz to step off just a little bit. Nearly a steal from Maya Webb. It'll be knocked out of bounds and stick with Blackburn. Talked about it before, but in these blowout games, Eureka just makes it so hard to inbound the basketball. Obviously, that stops the clock a lot. Something I'm sure Blackburn's not happy with. They're probably thinking you're already up by so much. But that's just the game of basketball. That's how it goes. Gracie Gent, wide open three, no good. And it'll be Ness to come up with the rebound. Webb will take it up the floor. Looking for Jackson instead, passes it to Holtz. Ness, mid-range, near that free throw line, no good. Gets her own rebound, puts it up, and a miss. Fry comes up with it. She'll take it up the floor. Harris now, nearly a steal from Holtz. Gent able to keep it in bounds. Harris at the rim, puts it up, no good. Naheda looks like tried to go for the rebound, and it'll be knocked out of bounds by Blackburn. Eureka basketball. Eureka currently outnumbering Blackburn in almost every single category there is. And, you know, when you're able to do that, it's pretty rare. But when you're able to do that, you're going to end up winning games, especially by a large margin. And when Blackburn sometimes lacks on their defensive aspect of things, that will also play a role in losing basketball games, as Holtz mid-range there to make it 59-11. A minute 40 left to go here in this first half. Fry across court. Kwiatkowski, no good on that three. Rebounded by Holtz, she'll take it up the court. Naheda, wide open layup. Nope, she didn't go for it. The throw was a little wide, but she is able to keep it in bounds. Webb outside, Naheda between the legs, trying to find somebody. Back to Webb. She'll take it up to the net. Left hand, no good. But the effort was there. That's always the hardest thing to do, in my opinion, in basketball. Switch that from that right hand to that left hand and still try to convert. And that one off of the hands of Harris. Once again, it'll go to Eureka. Clock stops at just over a minute here in the second quarter. So once again, we see Alyssa Zarello onto the floor coming off the bench. She had 13 against Blackburn in that road win. That was all the way back last month. Naheda. Zarello in the paint, catches, spins, puts it up, no good. Gets her own rebound, knocked away. Moore comes up with it. Fighting through contact, and no good. Zarello, another offensive board. Fighting and tried to put it up while falling down. Ref blows the whistle. We know Zarello always fights through contact. She does whatever she can to get that ball through the net, but unable to do that right there. Blackburn coming up with it as Harris takes it up the floor with 30 seconds to go. She'll pass it over to Fry. Fry heavily guarded by Jackson, trying to find some space at all. Into the corner, Gent, wide open three, no good, rebounded by Zarello. Eureka has an opportunity to score before the clock runs out to end this first half. Zarello, mid-range, too short, rebounded by Fry. 6 seconds left to go. Eureka needing to play defense here, can't let Blackburn score. Wide open three from Kwiatkowski, and she knocks it down. I'm not sure if that was a really far two or a short three, but looks like that was a three as the Beavers now at 14. But that'll wrap things up here in this first half. Red Devils on top 59-14 for Eureka. We see Sierra Garcia-Reich leading the team, 17 points. And of course, for Blackburn, Miley Kwiatkowski with 6 leading the team after that huge three. But we will go to halftime here. Stay tuned for second half coverage here on ECTV, live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
The airwaves just got a refresh, and you need to spin your dial to 103.1 to find out. EC 103.1 is your latest and freshest option at your disposal, with the latest alternative rock hits, new personalities, and live sporting events at Eureka College. With an award-winning pedigree, EC 103.1 will quickly be the only thing you want to hear on your radio. Now on the FM airwaves and streaming globally on iHeartRadio. EC 103.1, your rock alternative.
Calvin got diagnosed June 10th of 2018. He has rhabdomyosarcoma, a soft tissue cancer. But St. Jude has covered everything, and coming here, they're like, we are going to do everything we can. And when they say everything, they mean everything. St. Jude is like the gold at the end of a rainbow for a family like ours. They've really given our family hope, and we are so grateful and thankful for everything.
Hello, and welcome to the Eureka College Halftime Show. I'm here with the theater director, Cheyenne Flores. How are you doing today, Cheyenne?
I'm lovely. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking. I'd like to start by asking what your background in theater is.
Oh, absolutely. So like most theater people, I started my background at community theater at the local opera house. And then from there, once I had opportunities in high school, I jumped on them, did everything that I could. Once I went to undergrad, I was like, yes, this is what I want to do. I want to do a career in theater. I studied mainly costuming. That was honestly my first love. But I realized there was more out there for me, more that I wanted to do. So I went and got my Master of Arts from Illinois State University, and now I'm here.
Do you have any plans to continue your education in theater?
Absolutely. I want to go get my PhD, but mainly because I want to teach college students at the end of the day, and that is the next logical step for me.
Oh, that makes total sense. What made you fall in love with theater?
Theater has this ability to just encapsulate this magical idea and just the spectacle of it all. Just the lights, the cameras, the costumes, the dancing. I've always loved that aspect, but most importantly, it's imagination at the end of the day. We were kids in the backyard playing princesses and heroes, and now we're on stage playing princesses and heroes and maybe a villain or two.
So imagination really fills the drive for being on stage as an actor.
Absolutely. When people ask me where I come from, I always say that I've had a creative heart, and I just want to keep creating, and I want to keep giving students access to create things that they wouldn't normally think of.
Yeah. Continuing our imagination into adulthood.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love that. How has your experience been at Eureka College Theater?
Eureka College has honestly been one of the best experiences for me. I kind of got thrown in halfway through the year, and I didn't know what I had entailed, but I have the most dedicated students because it's a smaller college, because we have the sources that we have. I require a lot from my students to get the production to a point that it needs to be, and you guys, because you are one of my acting students, you have put so much effort and so much energy into what it is. It makes my job easier, to be honest.
Yes. That's amazing. It's definitely been a delight to be a part of such an experience from a student standpoint. What are your hopes for the future of Eureka College Theater?
My hopes is always to expand. I want more people in the theater, more people comfortable with being involved in theater, whether they have a theatrical background or not. You know, theater is supposed to be a welcoming space. It's all about ensemble work. Our goal, believe it or not, is to make friends in a lot of ways, and to make beautiful experiences for both the audiences and for ourselves. We only ever have maybe 3 months to do something. So to have a bigger collective will always be my goal. Always bring more in.
Have you enjoyed doing the smaller shows?
I do enjoy the smaller shows. Last semester we had an all-female cast, and that was a really unique experience. Honestly, I don't think it's an experience that I will have very often in my life. And to have an all-female cast means that we get to joke in different ways. The environment was a little bit different, but I look forward to bringing in as many students so that they know what it's like, we have this scary idea of standing in front of the stage, but really it can be a lot of fun. I know I've told you this, and I've told my other students, when you're on stage, imagine you're talking to your best friend. And that's what I always hope for all of them, that we all become best friends. Well, you guys can be friends.
Yes. What has been your favorite part of being a part of Eureka College Theater?
Honestly, just the memories. The rehearsals, the group text, the late night emails wondering, do we have rehearsal tomorrow? All of you guys, or at least my experience so far, is all my students also have jobs, they have academic careers, they have all these other aspects, and theater is just another job for them to take on. So my hopes is that we continue to build a welcoming environment for others to come in. You know, I've worked with students that didn't have a theatrical background before, and then there's those who do have a theatrical background, and we find this beautiful middle ground of being like, oh, this is how I can help you, this is how I can get you where we all collectively need to be. So to make theater about building friendships, building connections, building experiences for both the ensemble and audience, I think Eureka College has nothing but endless possibilities of where that can go.
Do you have a favorite memory from the previous shows you've done here?
Oh, that one's a hard one too. I will say, just last night I made all of you guys do Just Dance. Yes. As a warm-up, we played Just Dance, and that was a lot of fun.
That was very fun.
For the Wolves, there was a lot of fun memories of learning how to do the stretches and learning the tempo, learning all of those aspects. Just a lot of laughs, a lot of jokes, and you know, it's one of those situations that even 20 years from now, you could tell your potential children in your life, hey, one time I played a soccer player and she had to have a mental breakdown on stage. And it was honestly a really rewarding experience. Yeah. And you learn and you grow and you have these funny little memories that you forget about until you're like, oh, that's where that jersey came from, in the back of my closet.
It's beautiful. Is there anything you would like to end on today?
I would just like to remind people that theater is for everyone. It's for anyone and everyone. I love working with people from different backgrounds. I love working with people who are new to theater, who haven't been around theater for a lot, or who left theater and are choosing to come back. Approaching theater in this new adult life of yours as college students means you get to approach more serious subjects, and I hope to bring that to students, stuff that they care about, stuff that they find entertaining, but also stuff that makes them grow a little bit. That's always my hope.
It's amazing. It was so wonderful to talk with you today, Cheyenne. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Stay tuned for more on Eureka College ECTV.
Welcome to Wendy Puff Pizzeria and Pub, owned and operated by brothers Bob and Mike Mayo. Wendy Puff is located in the heart of Eureka and offers a warm and cozy atmosphere with a friendly staff. It's a great place to relax and savor a delicious meal. Here at Wendy Puff, we have a diverse menu to cater to every palate. Whether you're looking to enjoy a family dinner, catch up with friends, or study for your next test or complete that homework assignment, Wendy Puff will provide you with a positive experience and great food. Come as you are to Wendy Puff Pizzeria and Pub.
Did you know toner powder is actually powdered plastic, and Americans consume 100 million pounds of it each year? Epson Workforce Enterprise AM series printers are powered by simple, smart, and clean precision core technology, doing away with waste-making laser printer designs and parts that end up in landfills. So you can experience less wasting, more saving. Your Epson Business First partner is City Blue Technologies in Peoria, Eureka College's official partner for sustainable printing.
Feel right at home at Eureka's own Cornerstone Family Restaurant. All-day breakfast, roasted chicken, daily specials, and homemade soups, along with a friendly staff, are here to serve you with smiles. Come in and enjoy Cornerstone Family Restaurant.
When people ask us who we are, we tell them we're problem solvers, opportunity creators, community builders, and change makers. We are Rotary. Around the world, our network of 1.4 million neighbors, friends, and leaders volunteer their skills, expertise, and resources to solve issues and address community needs. We are people of action. Join us, and together, we can make an even greater impact. Find out how you can get involved at rotary.org/action.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do. Because I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had. And you can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
A good citizen is someone who wants to make a positive impact, both in their communities and in the world around them. The Division III approach is absolutely the best approach out there for amateur sport because it wants student athletes to explore all parts of who they are. Be successful in the classroom, be successful in competition, be successful in the community. So our student athletes learn what it means to strive for and attain success, but doing it the right way and being good citizens.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, being a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
I believe sportsmanship is it's a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
Welcome back to ECTV as both teams get ready here for second half gameplay. Eureka really just leading most of the way in that first half, currently up 59-14. And for Blackburn, they've just been really getting pretty much demolished all game. Eureka currently shooting 55% from the field. They have caused Blackburn to turn the basketball over way too many times. And just like that, look at Eureka already getting back into things. But as I was saying, Eureka causing Blackburn to turn it over 22 times in that first half alone, scoring 40 points off of those 22 turnovers. That was a huge issue for Blackburn in last game as well when these two teams met up. Eureka was on the road fighting for the basketball. Blackburn comes up with it, but they don't have numbers right away. So for now, it's going to be Tuitkin over to Fry. Back to Tuitkin. Fry guarded by Webb in the middle. Harris. And a foul call as the whistle's blown by the ref. That one's going to go against Eureka, meaning it'll stick with the Beavers here. Inbounding the basketball, Maya Means, who we haven't seen a lot. We haven't seen a lot in this game. Eureka tipping that one out of bounds. Oh, great job by Alana Jackson there. Means once again inbounding the basketball. No points for her in this game yet. Fry, guarded by Redgate, fighting in the paint, spins. Spins again, puts it up, no good. Redgate with the rebound. And Reich once again over to Naheda. Reich in the middle, puts it up, and good. 61-14 Eureka. Reich picking up where she left off. Make that 19 points to her night. Means top of the key over to Tuitkin. Once again, Blackburn having some trouble here, getting the ball inside of that three-point line. Tuitkin outside. Top of the key, Fry. Jackson guarding her. Tuitkin, deep three. No good. Eureka comes up with the rebound. In the middle, Redgate left wide open. She'll have a nice, easy layup to extend the lead. Eureka on top, 63-14. There's Webb playing great defense once again. This Eureka team does just not give up. As we saw there, Harris had to fight through some contact to even put up a shot. It doesn't go in, but she will be sent to the line for 2 shots as the ref signals. But as I was saying, this Eureka team just does not give up. That's something we can talk about really all season long. That's something they've proved, and like I said, that's something I could talk about for quite a while, but even with the lead they have, they're just not giving up. They're playing defense really well, continuing to apply the pressure. And as we see there, Harris just barely able to get that one down. She was so heavily guarded that it looks like she basically just has to flick it up. As Webb there, back on offense, puts it up. Another 2 points for Eureka. Means guarded by Webb. Over to Fry, who stands at the top of the key. Fry in this game, no points yet. She's going to pass it to Harris. Pump fake three. Jumper, mid-range, good. And finally, it looks like Blackburn starting to find an answer here. Blackburn really just having to do anything they can here just to get the ball, as I mentioned, inside of that three-point line. But even scoring, that's been a huge issue for them in this game. 16 points, and we're in the third quarter with just under 7.5 left to go. And there's another turnover. This time it'll go against Eureka. It'll be Harris to inbound it. Blackburn currently only shooting 25% from the field. Typically 25% is average for a basketball team around that mark, but when you have an opponent who scores 65 points in not even a full 3 quarters, it's going to be tough to compete. Eureka coming up with another steal. That one's picked off by Fry. Ness trailing Fry. Harris puts it up and good. Just like that. Blackburn continuing to spark their momentum. Jackson in the corner, hands it off to Ness. Deep 2, no good. Rebounded by Maheta. She'll put it back up, and that one falls. Another 2 for Eureka. And it looks like Blackburn going to take a timeout. We will as well. Stay tuned, though, for more second half coverage here on ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Welcome to Wendy Puff Pizzeria and Pub, owned and operated by brothers Bob and Mike Mayo. Wendy Puff is located in the heart of Eureka and offers a warm and cozy atmosphere with a friendly staff. It's a great place to relax and savor a delicious meal. Here at Wendy Puff, we have a diverse menu to cater to every palate. Whether you're looking to enjoy a family dinner, catch up with friends, or study for your next test or complete that homework assignment, Wendy Puff will provide you with a positive experience and great food. Come as you are to Wendy Puff Pizzeria and Pub.
We are back here at the Reagan Athletic Complex for more Red Devils women's basketball on ECTV, live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. My name is Matthew Swan, and I'm bringing you second half coverage here. Eureka currently on top 67-20. Coming out of that timeout, Blackburn has started to pick up just a little bit. That momentum starting to increase, and Harris will inbound it over to Fry, who quickly passes it back to Harris. She'll take it up the court. Eureka also shooting 60% from deep, and that's pretty crucial too. Obviously 3-point attempts aren't going to help you win a game, but if you're able to shoot more than average from the field but also knock down some threes, it's really just a bonus, and that's exactly what Eureka's been able to do. Offensively and defensively, they've been everywhere on the floor, and a travel call there. That'll go against Bryn Holtz. I believe she quickly realized that one. So a turnover there. That'll be Eureka's 13th of this game tonight. Harris, top of the key. She'll hand it over to Fry. Fry guarded by Webb. There's a steal from Holtz. She'll take it to the rim. Wide open and knocks that one down. Nice, easy layup. Eureka now leading it 67-20. Fry over to Harris once again. Got to be careful. We know Holtz's defense has been really great. There's a steal from the head of Fry, able to get that one back though. And Wilson tried to go for it. She'll be fouled by Holtz. That'll allow her to shoot for 2 at the line. Nearly another steal there from Eureka. It was a great job after losing it to get back on defense, but we know Holtz not really afraid to foul. Yeah, she just gets called for one there. You could see her shaking her head as Wilson knocks down that first free throw attempt. But yeah, coming into this third quarter, Blackburn really just starting to pick up their momentum a little bit as Wilson goes 2 for 2 at the line. And when you have players, talking about Blackburn here, when you have players who are able to play 16 minutes and a half like Ella Wilson and so many other players, Gracie Gent as well, one of those names, you can get tired a little bit. And with the roster size that Blackburn has, you know, you can only have 5 starters and they don't have a huge roster. So, you know, you're going to have tired players, and that is going to affect the rest of your gameplay. Not trying to make excuses for Blackburn here, but it doesn't necessarily help. Ness missing her first free throw attempt. Ness in this game 6 points already, and make that 7 as she knocks down her second attempt. Eureka 70 points with just under 5.5 left to go in this third quarter. There's a three, no good. Rebounded by Najera. She'll take it up the floor. Jackson open lane there. Abascal. Ness thought about it. Holtz double teamed. Najera. Now Jackson in the corner. Abascal guarded by Kwiatkowski. And a foul call there from the ref as he blows his whistle. It'll be Abascal to inbound it, so clock stops at 5 minutes. Eureka leads it 70-22. We know Blackburn had such a hard time getting into double digits early on to start this one. Now all of a sudden they have 22 points. This third quarter already has been their best quarter offensively, and Abascal unable to wrap her hands around that one. That'll be a turnover, Blackburn basketball. Tuitkin will inbound it over to Harris. And as usual, Harris will take it up the floor. Nearly a steal there from Holtz. Fry back to Harris. Now Fry once more. In the middle, Tuitkin is just going to float it up and knock it down. Make that 24 points for Blackburn. She was heavily guarded, and as soon as she found an opportunity, bang! A three-pointer from Bryn Holtz to make it 73-24. But as I was saying, as soon as Tuitkin found that opportunity, she's just able to float that one up and knock it down. Harris dribbling the basketball over to Fry. Fry now Kwiatkowski puts it up, no good. And that one's gonna hit off the rim and go out of bounds. It'll be Eureka basketball. A little bit over 4 minutes left to go here in this third quarter. And I'm not sure if Eureka's quite heading in that direction, but maybe in the back of their minds trying to surpass their point total against Blackburn last game these two teams faced off. Remember, they scored 95 against Blackburn on the road, currently at 73. But unfortunately, when you turn the basketball over like that, it definitely makes it a lot harder to do. Fry's going to take it up the floor. Just under 4 minutes left to go here in this third quarter. Fry stands at the top of the key. Now Tuitkin. Fry once again. Kwiatkowski. Great ball movement from the Beavers here. A lot of back and forth. Wilson in the middle, in the paint, unable to make that catch there. More fast break opportunity, puts it up, and that one spins in and out. Holtz unable to convert. Here's a wide open three from Reich, no good, and rebounded by Fry. Once again, you have to capitalize on those opportunities. 3 chances there to score. Of course, it would be a much bigger deal if Eureka was trailing, but still not something you want to give up. There's a shot there, no good from Wilson. Taken away by Moore. She'll run it up the floor, trying to find some space. Bounce pass, Reich puts it up and good. 75-24. Eureka continues to extend their lead, making it extremely difficult for Blackburn. And it looks like Blackburn will take a timeout. As they take a break, we will as well. Stay tuned for more second half coverage on ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Did you know toner powder is actually powdered plastic, and Americans consume 100 million pounds of it each year? Epson Workforce Enterprise AM series printers are powered by simple, smart, and clean precision core technology, doing away with waste-making laser printer designs and parts that end up in landfills, so you can experience less wasting, more saving. Your Epson Business First partner is City Blue Technologies in Peoria, Eureka College's official partner for sustainable printing.
Here we are once again on ECTV for more second half coverage of today's basketball game between the Blackburn Beavers and the Eureka Red Devils. Coming out of that timeout, Eureka leads at 75-24. Harris, short mid-range jumper there, no good. Rebounded by Najera, who will take it up the floor. Harris trying to put her hands up, play great defense. Ness Outside, Abscall thought about the three, spins around her defender. Ness in the paint, puts it up, no good. Reach with the rebound. Moore outside. This is where things can get interesting. Eureka has such great ball movement. We haven't seen a lot of it here in this game specifically. There's a pass over to Najera. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Here in the paint, Abscall puts it up, no good. Reach with the rebound, and she puts it up and in. So after wasting all of that time on the clock, Eureka able to come back, grab an offensive board, and still add 2 more points to the scoreboard, 77-24. Pump fake there from Means. Fry, top of the key. Another pump fake from Means. If you're Eureka, you got to let her shoot here. Maybe a little bit afraid, and she does shoot, misses. Najera with the rebound. Just over a minute and a half left to go here in quarter number 3. Eureka resetting here. Moore directing traffic, stands at the top of the key. Bounce pass over to Reich. Najera wants it, gets it. Pointing to some of her teammates. Ness in the paint, double team, throws it up, no good. Offensive board by Abascal there. Needs to reset. Nearly a travel, gets it to Najera, who puts up a mid-range jumper. That one spins in and out, no good. And Blackburn comes up with it. Fry up the court. Less than a minute now to go here in this third quarter. Fry wanted it, tipped away by Najera. She comes up with it. Eureka has numbers. Abascal will take it to the rim, and that one is good. 79-24 Eureka. Those steals are so crucial. Blackburn currently now standing at 28 turnovers in this game. Nothing compared to the 43 they had last game against Eureka. Keep in mind, that was at home. So if you can't win a home game, it's obviously going to be a lot more difficult on the road, playing in front of a fan base that you're not quite aware of. 15 seconds on the clock. Eureka can hold it for the rest of the quarter if they want to. Abascal double teamed. She gets it up to Najera, trying to find some space. Outside, Moore thought about the three. Dribbles to her left, nearly travels, and she will get called for a travel. Looks like she was pushed there, and that's what Moore thought. You could see her hand gesture saying, I was pushed to the ground. That wasn't a travel, but once again, the refs have a better view than we do. And with 1 second left, Blackburn will have an opportunity here. And they're just going to catch it. Here's a shot, and that one is way short. It looked like it was online, but no good. And at the end of quarter number 3, Eureka 79, Blackburn 26. And Eureka at this point just needing to close it out, get the job done, and they will have their 7th overall win of the season and hopefully become 3-1 in SLIAC play. But stay tuned for more second half coverage here on ECTV live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
The airwaves just got a refresh, and you need to spin your dial to 103.1 to find out. EC 103.1 is your latest and freshest option at your disposal, with the latest alternative rock hits, new personalities, and live sporting events at Eureka College. With an award-winning pedigree, EC 103.1 will quickly be the only thing you want to hear on your radio. Now on the FM airwaves and streaming globally on iHeartRadio. EC 103.1, your rock alternative.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
Welcome to ECTV, here for more second half coverage of today's women's basketball game between the Blackburn Beavers and the Eureka Red Devils. Getting ready to start the fourth quarter are both teams. Eureka leading 79-26. They've led the game the entire way, and just like that, Najera slaps the ball out of bounds. You can see her teammate Alana Jackson laughing a little bit. That's exactly what I've been talking about. Eureka not really allowing their opponent to even inbound the basketball. And, well, of course, if you can't inbound it, you're going to have a hard time scoring, as we have seen from Blackburn's side offensively. Only 26 points. Zoe Mitchell over to Fry. Fighting in the paint, loses it. Jackson comes up with it. Zarello, fast break opportunity, nearly goes out of bounds, slams it to the stands there. Ouch. And luckily for Eureka, Elena Redgate able to put that one up and in. 81-26, Eureka on top. Something to keep in mind, Blackburn last season, 3-22 overall, didn't win a single SLIAC game in a total of 18 games. So 3-22 overall. Right now they're 1-9 overall. Still looking for a conference win. Doesn't look like they're going to come up with it here in this one. But in 2 seasons in a row, Blackburn just having trouble getting past that 500 mark. And I'm sure that's their goal every single year, on top of course, expanding the amount of players on their roster. And it looks like a timeout will be called here. Eureka 81, Blackburn 26. Just over 9 minutes to go. And I'm sure Coach Hedrick is just telling his team to go light on offense, but continue to play defense. When you have as big of a lead as Eureka does right now, you don't really need to expand that lead. And we know that Coach DeHoherty for Blackburn, a little triggered by that last game when Eureka had about 90 and continued to score. But like I said, it's part of the game, and in my eyes, you just don't stop playing until that clock hits 0. No matter what sport, until that final play of the game is made. And that's exactly what Eureka does. They do so good at putting 100% of their effort into every single play, every single second. In this game, what stands out especially has been their defense. We know that they can score. We've seen them score 80, 90 points a game. And I believe it, even 1 point. We haven't scored 100 yet, but we'll get there. But this is a team that just doesn't give up. Webb to Redgate in the paint, just kind of floats it up, puts it in. So Eureka does continue to score here, making it 83-26. Now shooting 55% from the field. No good there from Blackburn. Webb, fast break, flips it up and good. You can see the bench on Eureka's side getting into it. Fry directing traffic, trying to find anything to get that momentum back up for Blackburn, who, remember, won the league sportsmanship award last season. Talked about that briefly last game between these two, but sportsmanship really goes a long way, especially at the Division III level. And a lot of players these days, it's a little bit difficult to find that, but Blackburn, even with maybe not the season they want, they're still able to show their sportsmanship, and that's exactly what you want to see in a team. As Fry stands on the Eureka logo, guarded by Webb. Trying to find some space. She's going to throw it over to Kwiatkowski, who ends up on the ground and gets called for a travel. I believe Kwiatkowski believed she was pushed. So 2 players now, 1 on each side. Moore and Kwiatkowski both ending up on the ground and getting called for a travel, yet believing they were pushed by their opponent. But Eureka comes on top with it and ahead on top of the key. Coach Hedrick, you could hear shouting, telling his players to kind of reset, take things slow here. Zarello, Redgate in the paint, spins over her defender, puts it in. Eureka getting really close to that 95-point marker. That's the amount they scored against Blackburn last game. Here's a 3 from Kwiatkowski, no good. Webb with the rebound. She'll take it up the floor at the rim, kind of floats it up, no good. Trying to fight for the offensive board as Zarello comes up with it. Now Naheda. She'll have an open lane. Passes it back out to Webb here in the corner. Redgate with the 3, no good. And this one finally rebounded by Tuitkin, who's going to be guarded by Zarello, and finally letting her cross that half-court line. Tuitkin now at the top of the key. Zarello, who plays great defense. Looks like she just got called for a foul, and I believe that's going to send Tuitkin to the line. So it's just 7 minutes over here in this fourth quarter. Blackburn will have an opportunity here. Of course, if you're Blackburn, you just, at this point in the game, you're just trying to score as many as possible. Trying to make the score look better. Able to knock down that first one. But on that same topic, I'm sure Eureka is trying not to let Blackburn score at all. You know, they want to have as big of a blowout as possible. Jackson running up the middle. Over to Webb. Throws it up. No good. Rebounded there by Gent. Blackburn taking it up the floor. Gent over to Tuitkin, who stands at the top of the key. Once again, Zarello on her. Here's a deep three, and that one is no good. Rebounded by Tuitkin. Puts it back up. No good, but Zarello, another foul. I believe that'll be her second of the game. Once again, Tuitkin standing at the line, trying to extend the Beavers' point total here. Just under 7 minutes left to play. Tuitkin able to knock down that first free throw. Blackburn last season only scoring 1,307 points in total. That averages to about 54.5 points a game. And this season, obviously, not living up to that expectation, but it happens in basketball, and you just gotta, as coaches commonly say, here's a three from Holtz, no good, gets her own rebound, runs up to the net, floats it up, and knocks that one down. 91-28, Red Devils on top. But as a lot of coaches say, you know, it's not about if you lose a game, it's how you come back and how you win that game, and we're going to see that from Blackburn, I'm sure, when they take on Spalding in another 4 days. That'll be another conference game for Blackburn. Harris here trying to find some room, floats it up, guarded by Najera, no good. Holtz with the rebound, just under 6 minutes left to go. There's a football pass caught by Zarello, trying to find somebody. Harris knocks that pass away and comes up with it. Trying to slow things down here, passes it over to Fry. Fry quickly stops her feet. Thought about the three, was Tuitkin. Fry once again directing traffic. Tuitkin fighting at the rim, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Zarello. Great defense there from Zarello to box out, still get that rebound. Here's a pass to Holtz standing in the middle of the paint, and that one's just going to be taken away by Wilson. Holtz throwing her hands up in the air, asking maybe for a foul call, but doesn't get one. And in the ref's eyes, there's really no need for a foul here, at least on Eureka's side. Currently up 89-28. Najera, a large pass there. Holtz at the rim, floats it up, and good. Nice, easy layup. 91-28. And it looks like a timeout is going to be called. Excuse me, no, that'll be some substitutions for Eureka. It looks like Zarello, Najera, and Jackson will all come out. Once again, we see Moore, Reich, and Abascal. Holtz still on the floor. She is second in this game in point total for Eureka at 17. Obviously following Reich, who stands at 23. A huge first half for Reich. Here's an opportunity for Blackburn. No good, as I believe Means missed that wide open layup. Not wide open, but had an opportunity. Holtz passes it outside. Abascal. Eureka trying something new here. Holtz at the rim. Once again, another successful layup. Knocks it down. Eureka now at 93 points. And they just might be able to surpass their point total against Blackburn from last game. Just over 4 minutes left to go. Gent in the corner. Passes it over. Kwiatkowski to Fry. Fry fighting against Moore. Spins, stops her feet. Here's a shot from Wilson. No good. Rebounded there by Taylor. Alyssa Taylor, junior, standing at 5'5", out of California. Moore on top of the key. Falling down, puts it up, and knocks it down. Eureka now leading 95-28. They tie their point total from Blackburn last game. And it looks like Blackburn will take a timeout. So Eureka has an opportunity here to score more points than they did against Blackburn last game. Still over 3.5 minutes left to go. 95-28 the score. Holtz obviously playing a big role here in this fourth quarter and overall in the second half, standing at 19 points, 9 for 14 from the field. I'm sure in her mind, she's an aggressive player. She's probably thinking, I need to pass Reich. Maybe a little battle between teammates here and who can get the most points in this game. Looks like Reich is going to take some time. Reich and Holtz both back on the floor. Everybody resetting. And Blackburn will come up with it coming out of that timeout. We now stand at 3.5 left to go. Means taking it up the floor at the Eureka College logo. Over to Fry. Fry guarded by Moore. Maybe Wilson wanted to screen there for Fry. Instead ends up with the basketball, takes it to the rim, throws it up, no good. And that one is going to go against Blackburn. So it will be Eureka basketball here with 3:15 left to play. Abascal will take it up the floor now. Eureka trying to score and surpass that point total from last game against Blackburn. Abascal jump pass over to Taylor. Taylor now looking for room, passes it across the court. Holtz with a three, bang! 98-28. And just like that, Eureka surpasses their point total from Blackburn against Blackburn from last game, now leading by 70 points. There's the steal there, tipped by Moore. Reich looking for room, puts it up, and good. Nice, easy layup. Eureka, 100 points. For the first time this season, Eureka scores 100 points, and I said it. I said it will happen sometime this season, and finally they are able to do it. Nearly another steal there from Moore. There's a steal from Holtz, so if not Moore, well, there's always Bryn Holtz to take it away. Holtz thinking about the three. And it looks like Coach Edger calls a timeout. I'm sure he wasn't happy there. It looked like Holtz was getting a little too confident. Coach Hedrick maybe telling his team to just take it easy a little bit. They reached that triple-digit marker. And yeah, it looks like he's just telling them to take it easy. With 2 minutes left to go, there's not really much. Yeah, he's pointing at the scoreboard there, but it's always fun to watch. Definitely entertaining for the fans, for sure. Bryn Holtz now out of the game. So we see Ness, Abascal, Moore, Taylor, and Zarello. Looks like there was a tech called. So Blackburn getting an opportunity here for free throws as we see Kwiatkowski make that one right there. And it is still going to be Blackburn basketball. Harris will inbound it. 2:06 left to play. Eureka on top 100-29. This will be an extremely huge blowout win for Eureka. Trying to fight through some contact as means. Now Fry. Harris top of the key, guarded by Ness. Back to Fry. Moore heavily guarding. Not really allowing Fry to get any room. Harris dribbling outside Fry. Pump fake three. Moore hands up defense. Fry able to throw it up and put it in to make it a 100-31 game. Taylor now up the floor in the corner. Moore is going to take it to the rim. Throws it up. No good, but she will get called for a foul, drawing a lot of contact on that play. Looked like she landed on that right shoulder there. You can see her kind of tapping it, trying to shake it off a little bit, rub it out maybe, but yeah, I'm sure that one hurt for sure. At least in Moore's eyes, you only got a minute and a half left to play. Then you can take care of that injury. See, there's that sportsmanship there. Harris checking on Moore. Exactly why Blackburn won the league sportsmanship award last season. Moore now standing at the line. Trying to go 2 for 2 here after a slight injury, it looks like. Still trying to rub out that right shoulder. Here's the second attempt. And Moore goes 2 for 2 at the line. Eureka now leading 102 to 31. Just under a minute and a half left to go here in this fourth and final quarter. Ness guarding Fry. Passing it over to Tuitkin. Abascal on her. Fry outside. Jumps 3. No good. This one's going to be rebounded. A fight for the basketball. I believe Taylor has it. And it is going to be Red Devils basketball. So even with the large point total that they have, still showing fight in this game. And at this point, in what could be possibly their last possession, maybe trying to just hold on to it here. And Zarello's going to throw it behind her back, no good. Ness able to keep it in bounds, but throws it into the hands of the wrong team. Tuitkin will take it up the floor. Fry back to Tuitkin. Abascal heavily guarding Tuitkin. Trying to dribble with her back facing. Abascal throws it up and good. I'm not sure if that was skill or luck, but either way, a really great play there by Tuitkin. Eureka 102-33. This could be their last possession offensively for the Red Devils. Moore going to take it up to the rim, throws it up, no good. Abascal offensive board, spinning around defenders, throws it up and able to knock that one down. And this will be the end of the game here. And I'm assuming Blackburn's just going to let the clock run out. And with 5 seconds left, a shot there, no good. Looks like that'll conclude this game as Taylor just dribbles it out. Clock now finally reaches 0, and that will wrap things up here today. Eureka wins this ball game. Final score 104-33. Most points they've scored all season, and as I kept mentioning, surpassed their point total against Blackburn last game when they went on the road in their own home court. So we see Sierra Garcia-Reich leading the Red Devils in points with 25. Holtz right behind her with 22, made it really close. And for Blackburn, we see a tie in point total between Tuitkin and Harris, each at 9. But as I said, that'll wrap things up here. Our next broadcast of Eureka College basketball will be on January 4th when Eureka hosts Blackburn. That'll be our guys game. You can watch that broadcast right here on ECTV. Coverage does begin at 3 o'clock, live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Eureka College basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies, a leading Epson distributor, Epson dealer from Central Illinois, Wendy Puff Pizzeria,
but St. Jude has covered everything.
And by Cornerstone Family Restaurant, also in Eureka. The executive producer of Eureka College basketball is Dr. John Malone. Tonight's studio operator, John Malone, on behalf of my broadcast partner, Kareem Burnett, who unfortunately not here, this is Matthew Swan. Thank you for watching.